Yes. Gonna get Elena on here in just a second, and we'll get rocking and rolling. Good, Aaron. I'm glad you loved it, buddy. Yeah! The queen!
How are you? I'm like in my new house, no makeup, running around. And
That's okay.
And then I was like, oh, I gotta get on the phone. So, how are you?
Honestly, you never look better.
Oh,
I'm
thanks.
doing great.
I got
How are you?
Jared, Grant. This is what business looks like in Miami, by the way.
Is that Grant?
Yeah, that's Grant.
Yes, I love it.
That's
yes,
Grant.
there he is.
And
What's
Jared.
up, brother? How you guys doing?
Oh, they're good, man. They're what are you doing? Cracking necks and shit.
Cracking necks, snapping check. No, snapping necks, cashing check.
Snapping necks, cashing check.
That should have been the episode name.
That
Can't wait
should
to come see
be.
you guys out there soon.
You should interview Jared. He's awesome.
Yeah, let's get them all both on. So I got to tell you, Elena, you and I, we knew after the conversation that we manufactured magic, but we broke records. We had 28,000 downloads the first night before I even promoted it. The episode was out with you. Broke every record to the CLS experience since launch in January. Not surprised at all, but I owe a lot of that to you because you absolutely dominated and we crushed it together. That was too much fun.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. The audience absolutely loves you. They're very loyal and very engaged. And we got some great questions for you.
What? Oh, I want to know where can we see this episode?
Anywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple, Spotify, you name it, YouTube, anywhere. iHeart, wherever.
Listen to that accent. iHeart. I love it.
Isn't that obvious?
Yes.
But you still have a little bit of the New Orleans in you, no?
Yeah, I do. I can turn it on like that.
Yeah.
Darling, are you mama?
So the audience has some great questions. You ready for me? You ready to rock?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Whoa.
In the episode, what is that?
They're digging out like trees and we're clearing stuff out. So this was a planter, a big tree's going there tomorrow. They dug all the holes for the new trees. Look at this.
Nice. Looks
great.
Looking
at what they did today. Anyway, okay, in the episode, I'm listening.
Yeah, and by the way, in case you needed an introduction, which obviously you don't, because anyone that's not living under a rock knows you are, this is the entrepreneur, author, empire builder, badass, the queen of the 10X Empire, Elena Cardone. Record-breaking podcast. They all love you. We're about to dive in. Are you ready for us?
I love it. Heck yeah, let's go.
A lot of people's great feedback from the episode was when we talk about the relationship that you have with Grant. And one of the cool things that you mentioned is most people's relationships, they like to say is 50-50. You guys take pride in not being that. You guys each go 100. Explain what you mean by that.
Well, I mean that we're both expected to show up in our roles in this marriage at 100%. Like we're not half-ass people. So when he's operating at 100% and I'm operating at 100%, we're like a nuclear sort of relationship. We're not this like 50-50 half-ass, half in, half out. You know, I do this much, but you have to do the rest. No, like I 100% do my job. He 100% does his job. And that's one of the secrets that kind of catapult us to a higher level of success, I suppose, because we're both bringing it.
That's it. Every single day, you guys both show up. And I love that you both take like pride in that. That's special to me.
Yeah, for sure, man. You know?
Yeah. And another thing that everybody loved, especially me, is you say this, Elena, and sadly, most of the world doesn't operate like this. You said this, when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And then eventually the world stops playing tricks on us and the world actually submits. You kick ass every time, you always show up. Why do most people not do what they say they're going to do?
Oh man, there's so many reasons. I mean, you know, it's like it's easy. It's easy to stop. You know, it's hard. It's hard. You know that. It takes
Yeah.
discipline. You know, you get kicked in the gut. You surround yourself with people who encourage you to take a break and, you know, let's go party, and that sounds like what everybody's supposed to do. You're supposed to like enjoy life, and society promotes that, and you know, and you're uncool if you work too much, or are obsessed about work, you know. So people can fall into the pitfalls easily, very easily. You know,
Yeah.
it's a lot more easy to go take a break and go lay on a beach, or go to a nightclub and dance all night and flirt and have fun than it is to, like, you know, wake up at 5 in the morning and train and then make phone calls and negotiate in business and whatever. Go for your
I,
dreams. You know, the world's not set up for you to achieve your dreams. You got to go and fight for what you want in this life. I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
bang.
Maybe it gets easier. Maybe I haven't figured it out yet, but I mean, nothing comes easy for us. Like, I have to fight for everything every single day. I'm like, when do I freaking catch a break?
I understand. But you're so conditioned now to showing up. So, and that's what it takes: discipline, and also when challenges come your way, I feel like you're enthusiastic now because you know on the other side of that is a reward and success and so forth.
The rewards are spectacular. You got to have rewards in your life or life it is too, like, you know, it doesn't become fun, you know. So yeah, the rewards are important. You got to see, you got to feel and experience like something's attainable. And sometimes when you set a really big goal in life, it's not going to be attainable for many
No.
years, period. You
Yeah.
cannot become a black belt overnight, no matter how much I want to be one. It's going to take years. But in the meantime, you set up your little mini sub targets that you can actually hit, that you can go, okay, it's paying off. I'm winning. I hit that target. You know, it doesn't have to be the big thing, but set up little targets to give yourself wins along the way. You really
Momentum.
have to acknowledge the wins, ignore the losses, and dig in. You know, a lot of people quit. You asked this a second ago. Why do people quit? A lot of people think when they have that first big win or they want to then take the break and relax and celebrate.
Relax.
That's when
Yeah.
you got to put the fuel. That's what normal people do. Normal people stop right there and go, oh, let me like go like chill and like celebrate this. It's good. Celebrate the wins. But that is the time that's going to separate you from all the other normal people, is when at that moment you flow more fuel on the fire and you dig in more. You're on a momentum. You don't want to ruin the momentum by taking a break or celebrating too much to where it's like, you know, no, that's the time. Keep it going. Now you're in the groove.
Elena, let me know if you guys know a good surgeon because you have to surgically remove the smile from my face right now. You're on fire tonight. You cannot be stopped. And which brings me to the next question: are you still doing the MMA?
Every day, man. I don't know if you can see this right here. Can you? It's almost gone now, but this was my entire finger was bruised because I went to go punch a guy in the body and caught his elbow, and that's what happens when I do MMA. I try to hurt others, but I hurt myself instead. It's so humiliating, but you know, yes, I still do it every single day.
And you get back up and you embrace it. You fight through it.
and I just and I just let the brute. Can you see it though, or it's
Yeah, we
kind
can
of gone
say.
now? You can see,
Well,
yeah.
it
I
probably
have
doesn't
them
look as
all.
bad as it did.
It looked really bad
Yeah.
yesterday, but you know, who cares?
Yeah. And also, that reminds me, because you always like to say this, and this really struck a chord with me: strong enough to take a blow, but also strong enough to deliver the hit, something along those lines, right?
Yeah, I say, what do I say? I love that line. I say, be
Tough enough.
tough enough to take a hit and strong enough to deliver a blow.
Bam. Yes.
I mean, that's what it's about, you know,
That's a
like,
metaphor for life.
I love MMA. And gosh, you know, that's a whole other topic, but you know, sometimes well, I love watching it too. It's horrible. I don't know why, but to me, it's like, people
It's
look
like
at it.
business.
It's such a violent sport, and how can you, why do you like that? And I'm like, to me, it's so civilized, because Grant always says it's so uncivilized. I'm like, no, it actually is so civilized. Like, there's a referee and there's a bell and people respect, and there's a, I said, look at what you do in life. There's no, like, when someone's killing you, they'll continue to pound your
Oh yeah.
head with a hammer fist until you die. Like, that's brutal. MMA actually has nice little rules that everyone plays by.
It's so true. No, it's such a metaphor. And also, like, it's like a giant chess match, right? Like, you're always trying to figure out what the other person's going to do and combat it, kind of like we do in business, which brings me to the next question. Right now, you're all about building the empires. And there's no couple, in my opinion, on planet Earth that are more symbolic of king and queen of the empires. What does it mean to build an empire?
It means to create such a massive abundance of all resources needed to be able to sustain the hits in life, and not only sustain them, but to flourish and prosper in the meantime. And the only solution to that is to build an empire. Normal does not get empires. Normal gets everything is good as long as everything is perfect. But the one economic collapse, or someone getting sick in your family, or you losing a job, and boom, it's like quicksand, it crushes. That's why I don't like normal, because it's an illusion of like security and comfort. But why build an empire? Because when you have the resources and honor, integrity, courage, finances, people, resources, when you've built and your mission so strong, it can fortify and withstand whatever comes at it, and continue to grow, build, and expand.
I
And
love
that's
that.
the
It's
only
so
way.
beautiful.
Abundance is the only like level of survival. Like, that we should all be seeking abundance. The thought process of when is enough enough, and that should be eliminated from everyone's mindset, because that was indoctrinated in us in order to be suppressed and to stay small. But a farmer who needs 12 crops to live off of in a year, but he is normal and plants 12 crops in a year and loses half to the locusts or to the storm or whatever, starves and can't feed his family. If he plants the 12 and everything's perfect and he has the 12 in a normal life, okay, good for him. But at the 12 should really plant the 100, so that, when the locusts and everything else come and he loses half, he still has 50. He still has enough to not only take care of himself, but his community and his family. And all the people that said, oh, look at so-and-so, they're so greedy, they had to plant 100 plants, they only needed 12, what's wrong with them? Oh, the rich people. But then when they have nothing and you have the 50 crops, and you're like, hey, I see you're hurting here, have 10 crops, feed your family. Then all of a sudden you're the hero. But you're not the hero before then.
Ooh, love. This is exactly why I like to surround myself with you. You have such a zest for life. And what I love about you, amongst the many things, is you think so big that it's weird. Most people look at you like you're out of your mind. And that's when you know that you're onto something, right?
What's that? I was reading a comment. Yeah, I think so big that people think I'm out of my mind. Oh, totally, all the time. I've been told, like, my whole life, the thing that this excites me in life. It's my purpose. I haven't done a drug since December 31st, 1999. So January 1st,
Good, good.
2020 forward, haven't touched a drug. Birthed 2 children at home
Good,
without
man.
drugs. And but
You
what
dig?
gets me excited is thinking big and going for things and pushing and expanding and seeing how far can this little girl from New Orleans, who wasn't supposed to be where I am now, is going. And that threatens people. The people who are like lazy, or have been indoctrinated with bad knowledge, or who want to play small in life, they see somebody like me and they want it to stop, because it says more about them than me. They want it to stop or slow down. And I've been told, slow down, or you're too enthusiastic, or it's not realistic, or you're too hyper, or this or that. But really, it's the challenge I force people that can't have my motion to look at the lack of motion they're willing to do in order to pursue their dreams. So yeah, I'm accused of craziness all the time or whatever, but you know,
Good.
I just do me.
You're on fire and you can't be stopped. And it's funny you just mentioned that because I was on a run yesterday. I'm training for the Chicago Marathon. And I put on one of my old school favorite books on Audible, your husband's book, Be Obsessed or Be Average. And he said something along the lines of this: money isn't the root of all evil. Laziness is the root of all evil. And that really stuck
Yeah,
out to me.
I
I
love
love
that.
that one.
I
Yeah.
do. He's awesome, man. Grant is like, you know, he's sensei. You know, I'm always studying and learning from him,
That's
and
how
I
it
mean,
should be.
he's sensei. Like, I mean, like sometimes like I get high on myself, and I'm like, man, maybe I'm kind of black belt in certain things because of that chess game you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's times when I'm like, wow, I figured this thing out, and I've learned how to navigate the behind the scenes, and I get really proud of myself, and I'm like, dang, I'm awesome. And then I get around Grant, and I realize I am not a black belt. I am a white belt. This guy is like another level. And today, like, anyway, I was trying to figure something out, and I was like, I'm tapped out. Like, it's not going anywhere. I'm not figuring this out. And Grant totally figured it out, and it's like genius. And I was like so mad at myself for like not being able to think like that yet. Anyway, that was a side note on Grant. Like, he continuously
Pushes
blows
you
my
and,
mind.
and he elevates you. But Elena, that's how a relationship should be. You should be with someone that pushes you out of your comfort zone to help you grow and evolve and brings out the best in you. For the audience listening, that's such a lesson because a lot of people are stuck in relationships with a partner that like they're almost like settling. The person doesn't bring you higher. Elena and Grant inspire each other. It's one of the many reasons why you guys are so successful. Another thing that you said, and I love, is be the God of you.
Yes, I love that. I didn't even
I
know I
love
said
that.
that. But I do
Yeah.
remember saying that now. I remember that.
Tell us what you mean.
You know, be responsible for your own life, and refuse to allow things that happen to you that you don't have control over. Like, um, so I'm always looking at how did I contribute to that? How did, you know, when someone punches me or I missed I mean, metaphorically, of course, like in a business deal, or someone took advantage, or I missed something, or they blew up the empire in this one little area, and it causes problems, you know? Instead of being the victim to that, I look at, like, I try to get above it and look at, okay, what red flags did I miss? What didn't I have in, what systems did I not have in place to be able to predict that? Why did I pull that particular thing in? What was my thinking like that brought that in? Like, okay, I'll give you an example because this came up earlier in another interview I had. Like, um, like somebody was asking me about money, right? And so like I think, what am I thinking about this thing? Like, if you are under the guise that money is evil, money is bad, rich people are greedy, you understand, like, just by having that thought process, you will never have money because you don't want to be an evil person, a bad person, a greedy person. Like, you're innately good. That's what we strive for in life. And so the moment that you think I can have this much money, but this much money puts me in that category, you'll never be able to touch this category, because something inevitably, it won't be your fault, but something inevitably will always happen. Like someone in your family gets sick, or you lose your job, or coronavirus happens, or you know, or you get a ticket, or whatever it is, right? And it bumps you down, because no matter what, your thinking will never allow you get to that place with that
No,
thinking set in place. So
you
be the
limit
god of,
yourself.
right. So being the god of your life is recognizing, what do I think about certain things, and how am I limiting these things? But I can't be you know, when you're not being the God of your life, you're like, well, I'm not responsible for that. It was coronavirus.
The victim
With
mentality.
all these other things. And of
Yep.
course, you know, you're not actually creating coronavirus, but my point is when you can actually look at it like, no, that happened. It affected me because there was some limitation that I have, and that just fit the mold to keep me back into my place. So be the God in your life is like looking at, well, the situation happened to me. What was my thinking like that made that happen? How can I adjust my thinking? And so I can take more cause over creating the life that I want. The life that I have right now, this wasn't like I just wished and meditated and it happened. I don't meditate, not that I have anything against anyone who does. This happened because of very specific mind processes that I put into place with massive action, with a plan. A lot of steps went into this. This didn't just
Vision.
happen. This was all
No.
a forethought. This was planned. This has been planned for many, 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 many years.
You guys are visionaries.
Thank you.
And also, you combine that with the work ethic, and you guys can't be stopped. You're like a machine gun of gems and nuggets tonight. Just when I thought you couldn't get any more on fire, absolutely love this. We'll leave the audience with this, Lena. Maybe some people that aren't familiar, tell the world what you got going on right now with the EXP.
Oh my God. Well, now I have the opportunity to be the empire builder. You know, I want to the millions, but you know, that's a big number. Audacious. Oh my God. She's so full of herself. But yeah, I want to be the woman behind all these other people and help them build their empires and build financial freedom. So that the empire sits on stability. But yeah, so in EXP, I'm a licensed realtor now. So I have several homes in the mix. I'm learning that side of the business, but also I'm recruiting and bringing major whales and power players in under me. And we're going to go out and build teams around the globe. And then they're going to bring in people and they're going to bring in people. And the model about EXP and why I love it so much is it's like an MLM where you can get the rev share and own pieces of the company from your downline for up to 7 people deep. So I have to do that. I want other people to do that. So, you know, the only way to wealth is by passive income, period. Like, you don't earn your way to wealth. You earn your way to rich. If that's what you want, if you want to be rich, then work. That's earned income. You have to work. You have to have earned income. But where you become wealthy and financially free is that second source of income, the passive income. That's why we have multifamily. That's why we have Cardone Capital. But
Where you make money while you sleep.
Exactly. So I can make money off of everybody else selling houses, whether I sell one or not. And if they build and support their team with the infrastructures in place and the systems, you know, it's a massive amount of money that you can make on other people doing their job.
Yeah, I love it. You're on absolute fire. If you guys all agree, the audience is so engaging and loyal, that no one in the world should bet against Elena with EXP, drop an EXP in the comment right now. What are you guys getting into tonight, Elena?
What's that?
What are you guys getting into tonight? Just relaxing, having a little dinner?
Well, I just had dinner. I'm on a really strict diet right now. Diet meaning I'm eating the most amount of food I've ever eaten in my life.
Really? How come?
Yes. Well, I'm with like a new like a nutritionist person. You know, I come from very unhealthy background as an actress and a model. What we would do, at least back then, I don't know how it is now, but you know, back in the 90s and the early 2000s, everything was about super, 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 super skinny. Yeah. And so I would just like not eat a lot and then maybe eat like once a day. And then I would do a ton of cardio, but obviously that's not healthy. So, so I'm working with a nutritionist right now who's got me for my body type, eating like a lot more protein and carbs, but like I would never have eaten a potato like back in the day when I was like doing my thing, right? But now she's got me eating so much food, which is so great because I love eating food. I seem to be like leaning out. I've only been on it for like a week or two. She said I would start to notice in
I
about a
see
month.
you, girl. You're looking lean and mean. Yeah, there she is.
Anyway,
Elena.
it's only been a couple weeks, but I'm very to doing this new thing and getting my mind comfortable with different ways of anyway, I don't know how I got off on that. I'm sorry. What are we doing tonight? So we're in this new place. We just took possession of our new
I
house.
appreciate you being vulnerable and telling us about that. You just took
Yes,
possession?
thank you. Well, it's amazing because like I love food and I just never did food right.
Yeah.
And I don't eat healthy. Like I had like a high kind of a fat diet, like I love
Nutrition is
pizza.
challenging. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's going to make me stronger. I'm thinking maybe I have a chance to give my trainer a black eye after like a month.
100%. And
I've been
also, once you have a strategy, like it changes the game. So if you haven't done this in the past, this is definitely going to make you stronger and more badass, if that's even possible.
I know that's what I'm going for. I'm like, well, let's see, how can I, I've never had like a fit, strong body. I've had a skinny body before, but never like a fit, really,
You're about to get
I want to
shredded.
see. I want to get shredded. Let's go. Come on.
This is awesome. Where are the little girls tonight? Where are the little ones?
One of them's out of town and one of them's on her way back from somewhere. They have these, very important lives with a lot of stuff going on.
I understand.
So anyway, yeah, no, I'm just at this house. So
Chilling.
I'm chilling. I'm trying to, there's a lot of stuff to do here in the new place. So that's what I've been doing. Just trying to like learn how to turn on lights. Literally, I don't even know how to work the theater room. So but anyway, I'm going back and forth. I'm gonna get this place spruced up.
Yeah, you will have no
holes.
doubt.
See the holes.
If you guys think Elaine is about to get in the best shape of her life, drop a lean machine in the comments.
That's what I want. I want I want to see if I can get in the best shape of my life. So
that's it. So much love for you. I'm so excited the episode broke records, although I'm not the least bit surprised. Let's get Grant on the show too. And also, I can't wait to see you guys at some point. You guys ever coming out to New York anytime soon, or I got to make the trip out to Miami?
You got to make the trip out to Miami.
Understood.
I don't know if New York is the place to be right now. I'm pretty happy with Florida.
I understand. Although it's coming back a little bit, but I definitely hear you on that. So much love for you, Elena. So excited for everything that you got going on. I know you're going to build this EXPang thing. You're going to shock the world like you guys always do. So much respect. And you and I will definitely figure out some more ways to co-create some more magic together in the future.
Awesome. And I'm so excited about our show being successful. Great job. Thank you.
So much love for you. Have a great rest of the night.
You too. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye, she's the best. So much fun. 2 words. The Queen. What goes on? The CLS Experience record-setting episode with Elena Cardone. That's Grant in the background. Those two just get it done. They make decisions. They don't make excuses. And that's why they are where they are in this world. Because they say they're going to do something and they get it done. What's up, Ann, Bree, Carrie, Rachel? I love you guys so much. Jess, Mom, if you're still on here, love you too. Look, guys, it doesn't get more inspirational than that. You see what she's doing. She wants to change her physique. She's doing a different nutrition plan. She's doing MMA every day. Broke her finger. She's on fire. They're building empires. They're doing it all. I just want to supply inspiration to you guys. There's nothing that people are doing that you guys can't. Sharpen the axe tonight. Get something going. Go to cultivatelastingsymphony.com. Grab the Moonshot Masterpiece Experience course. Get the brain going. You are all worthy. I love you guys so much. Have the best night ever. Thank you, Elena.